Welcome back. I hope from the last session you were able to find out what really brings you delight. I'd like to share a story with you. Recently, I was talking to someone and they were saying how their friends were treating them. And their friends kept calling them names and really bringing them down and not treating them the right way. But this person was unable to express to the friends what they were experiencing. So what happened was this person started taking all these things, again and again and again. And at one point, this person even started believing the very things that these people told about this person and took it as a truth, right? And at another point, when this person couldn't handle all this pressure, this person just exploded. And everyone's like wondering what really happened. Today, I'd like to talk about a very, very important thing about emotions. Don't suppress your emotions. We suppress our emotions. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative emotions. And negative emotions are very unpleasant, right? It's not pleasant. We don't want to deal with it. So one of the best ways to take our negative emotions is to just put it under, just suppress it, ignore it, don't deal with it. Right? For example, if someone dies, we don't want to really face the reality that they died. And so we suppress the emotional sadness or the sorrow or the grief that we have. Or I've known some people, if they're going through sadness, and to cover it up, they start cracking jokes. And they laugh about it, make everyone happy. But then deep within their heart, they're really not doing well. Or some people, what happens is they suppress their emotions so much, they suppress so much. And at one point, like a volcano, it just erupts. It erupts to a point, it really affects relationships. For some people, they suppress their emotions, like I told before, and they believe those emotions to be true for themselves. And they believe now this false information about themselves as the right one. And then this starts eating themselves within. And irritates them, and sometimes it even causes physical issues, stomach issues. Psalm 31 verse 9 to 10 says, "Be merciful to me, Lord, for I am in distress. My eyes grow weak with sorrow, my soul and my body with grief. My strength fails because of my affliction, and my bones grow weak." This is an explanation of one person who's feeling something deep within, and they're expressing it. And the Psalms are full of this. There are a lot of lies that the society tells us about this. Like for example, boys don't cry, right? If a guy cries or if a man cries, they're like, boys don't cry. Why are you going to cry? Or sometimes they tell girls, oh girls, you can't get angry, you can't get loud, you can't get cheerful. And then what happens? You suppress these emotions. Sometimes fear, right? People don't want to show their fear because they're scared of what people will say. People say you're foolish, or they feel they might not be accepted, they'll be punished, right? There might be embarrassment. Or why can't you just buck up? Just take your fear. But it's very interesting what the Bible says. And I'd like to take you through some passages. In 2 Samuel chapter 3, and verse 21, it says this, Then David said to Joab and all the people with him, "Tear your clothes, put on your sackcloth, and walk in mourning in front of the altar." Right? And they were so expressive about their emotion. The Jews were, we are not so much, but they still were so expressive about their emotion. Different other passages, Psalm 42 verse 3 says, "My tears have become my food day and night." Can you imagine this? "While people say to me all day long, where is your God?" This person is constantly crying because that person is in deep sorrow. People are really expressing their emotion. You see Jesus Christ in the Garden of Gethsemane. There's pain and agony as he looks to the cross, that he's going to bear this emotion, right? He's going to bear this whole sin of the world on his heart. And we know Jesus got angry, right? We know that Jesus was called a man of sorrows. He was acclaimed to sorrows. And in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 1 to 4, it says, there is a time for everything, a time to break down, a time to build up, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance. So in the Bible, actually, they don't suppress their emotions. Most of the time, they express this. So what is something that we can do? Don't suppress your emotions. Express your emotions. Proverbs chapter 15 verse 13 says, a glad heart makes a cheerful face, but by sorrow of heart, the spirit is crushed. So whatever you feel glad, share it out. If you feel sorrowful, share it out. That's fine, right? If you want to express something, express it. But in Ephesians chapter 4 verse 26 says, be angry and do not sin. So in your emotion, when you express it, one thing you don't notice, make sure you don't sin in your expression of your emotion. Second one, take it to the Lord. Hebrews chapter 4 verse 15 says, for we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet did not sin. Jesus is able to empathize with our whatever emotion it is. He is able to do it. And you can just go and say, Lord, I feel this. I'm frustrated. I feel betrayed. And He's just there to listen to you if there's no one to listen to you. So take it to the Lord. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Leave it in His arms. And He's there to take these emotions of yours. And last, find some ways to express your emotions. Maybe, especially when you can't express it to the person who you have this issue with. Right? Find someone to talk to. Maybe write down somewhere. Express your way of emotion. Don't keep it inside. The more you keep it inside, you're going to get eaten from within, or you're going to explode like a volcano. So I like to encourage each one of us. Don't suppress your emotion. Express what you feel deep within. See you in the next episode. Bye.